Here we are.
Here we are. Welcome back. Love Bites. I don't know if you're keen on that name for our listeners or watchers or whatever, but I'm still throwing
That's
it
what
out
it
there.
is now, so get used
That's
to
it. Yeah, that's what it is. So, yep. There we go. Episode, what are we up to? Episode 5 now.
5.
Yeah, nice. Very good. We've talked about a number of things. Talked about comedy, burlesque, Netflix. All that sort of stuff. Hope you're keeping yourselves busy in a positive way. We have. What have we been doing?
We've just been trying to stay afloat at home. Do a little bit of work around the house.
Yep.
Backyard. Do
been focusing on that.
some working out.
Yep.
Trying to eat
Getting
relatively well. Just
That's us. Yeah, that's us.
adapting.
That's it.
Yeah, just trying to adapt to things and
Yep. Keep yourselves busy. Entertainment-wise, been trying to do all the Marvel movies.
We've started. We stuffed up the order.
We did. I thought, what was I thinking? I thought Captain America was before Thor. Didn't I?
Which
It's actually
it
after.
is in the in the chronological order.
No, apparently Thor came out first for the movies. But we watched Captain America.
Oh,
and then we stuffed up. What else? We stuffed up a couple. But look, we've seen them a million times. I think we're up to the point now, like Thor the Dark World we just finished. We're up to the point now where they're the films I haven't watched a lot of. So the first Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, not so much, but like Thor, Captain America, seen them a billion times.
Now we're like onto Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3. Yeah, we did Iron Man 3. Second Thor, we just finished that last night. Now we're up to Winter Soldier, which is really good, if memory serves. I've only seen it twice, I think, but it was really good. Got great reviews when it came out. Then after that, I think it's Guardians of the Galaxy. Then they go Galactic.
They do.
They introduce those. So, yeah, we're sort of halfway through them, because we're like, well, I think about doing a whole show. I did Dracula last night.
Yeah, I didn't pay any attention.
Nah, it's good horror. It was great horror.
Yeah, good.
It was really good. Same people who did Sherlock.
Yep.
So, obviously...
3-part miniseries.
3-part miniseries, hour and a half each episode. Wasn't so sold on the last episode because... Well, I won't spoil anything, but... You'll know why for those who've seen it and stuff. The first episode's great because it's the novel. Second episode, I think it's a section of the novel that they turn into an hour and a half episode, and it was really good. But yeah, highly recommended Dracula. It was good. I did some research because I liked Sherlock. Sherlock was amazing. Benedict Cumberbatch. They've also done Jekyll, I believe, as well.
Oh, right.
So I was like, I have to
go
go back catalogue and have a look at that because I like Dracula. I love Sherlock. So, yeah.
I wonder what other ones they're going to do.
I love that they did all of them, like Frankenstein, Wolfman, all that sort of stuff. Because I love the Universal monsters.
Yeah.
Love them. I know you
Those
do as
old
well.
stories.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Coming back to Marvel in a weird way, when they tried to put that dark universe together with the Mummy as Tom Cruise, I was like, ugh. Because everyone was just trying to copy fucking what Marvel did. Of course, even DC. But that was a bomb.
No.
It was shit. And I've got a soft spot for the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie because they did something a little different with it, made it kind of like an Indiana Jones movie. That was fun. I saw that at the cinema, had the VHS growing up and stuff. But yeah, the Mummy can't be like a big blockbuster action movie, like a Marvel movie. Like, if you go back to the old, they're like creepy horrors, black and white noir sort of.
Yeah, it's a lot darker and it's not as, charismatic and vibrant as like a Marvel film.
Like, what do you mean this action blockbuster, for like Dracula and the Mummy? No.
Nah, it doesn't work.
Nah.
It doesn't work.
Not at all. But that was apparently they tried to start that ages ago. If memory serves, I think the first movie was going to be Dracula Untold. Which is, I've got that on DVD as well.
Yeah.
I got it in a bargain bin somewhere and went, okay, it's $2, whatever.
And they wanted that was
going to be the kickstart for this dark universe. And it was a bomb. It was a failure. It's okay. It's CGI nonsense. They tried to incorporate Vlad the Impaler, who's obviously a historical figure who actually existed, I believe, in the 15th century. But yeah, he used to impale people. He was Romanian, Transylvanian, whatever. And that's obviously where Bram Stoker took the inspiration from. Like, it took a figure called Dracula, or Dracul, whatever his name was, and adapted that to be a vampire. Because there was rumours that he drank blood and stuff, and he used to cut appendages of people and stuff. And yeah, he used to impale everyone, or Vlad the Impaler. And Yeah, so this movie Dracula Untold tried to adapt both of those things, so Bram Stoker and Vlad the Impaler, and put them together, and it was just it was a lot of CGI. Like they tried to make him like a sympathetic victim, where he's like trying to save his people of Romania by drinking the blood of some vampire. It's like, ugh, wank. Like Vlad was not a nice guy.
Yeah, don't mask it as something it's not. Yeah,
no, and they same with what do they do with Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula with Gary Oldman, who perfect casting when you think about it, but it was not. It's okay, but it's not a great movie because Keanu Reeves isn't great in it. Even though I love Keanu, he's the wrong casting, and Winona Ryder's okay. Even though I love her too, but again, they adapted the Vlad Impaler thing into the start of it. But they kind of sort of made him like a little bit sympathetic, that he was like his long lost love. He had to get back. I was like, no. This new Dracula show, I think Netflix, is awesome because he's good as Dracula because he's a maniac. Because he's indestructible in a way. Like he can do whatever the hell he wants. And they do that. They do that in the show. Like he's a maniac. He's bloodthirsty. He's like, yeah, cool. He's not sympathetic. Even though a couple of parts of the series, they try to make him a little bit sympathetic and you kind of bought into it towards the end. But yeah, they always make this tragic character that lives forever and like, oh, the burden. This one, nah. He's like Dracula. He's like, nah, fuck everyone. I'm going to drink all their blood. But yeah, everyone tried to do a universe, a cinematic universe because of Marvel. And they're the only ones that sort of made it work, you know?
Yeah, right.
I think anyway.
But that was an accident. They didn't intend on doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, they, as most people would know, like Marvel were like almost on the verge of bankruptcy through, I think, the 90s and stuff. And they just sold the rights to like Spider-Man, Daredevil, Deadpool, all this at like 20th Century Fox, Sony. It was like a garage sale of Marvel characters. And then they had to make work whatever they had left. And what would you say? Iron Man's probably like a C-grade character back in the day.
Yeah.
Wasn't like a number one character. It wasn't no Spider-Man.
No, I think that it was the film that really brought Iron Man to life.
That's it.
Yeah,
and like he's like the
it
face.
Was really as much of a known character before that.
Exactly. It was all Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But thanks to the movie, Robert Downey Jr., oh my God, perfect casting.
Oh, it's perfect. I remember watching that Joe Rogan thing where he was, kind of teething with the idea of coming back. And they're like, what about if we, brought you back through time? And he's like, yeah. He's like,
never say never.
Yeah.
Yeah, never say never. Because they've got the quantum realm, I think it's called. They got that now. And they could kind of do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, they've just opened it up for anything.
Exactly. And then
one thing that I want to know, if people can leave in the comments, is if you prefer to watch it in release order or a loose chronological order. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of timelines and things that don't necessarily match up, or they're not clear. I think Hulk, you're not really 100% sure of the timeline of in when it's meant to be exactly, because
they don't say what year it is.
They never say it.
No,
and they never there's not really as many hints as to the time frame, because
the first Iron Man says, I think it says it's 2008.
It's 2010. It was released in 2008, but they said it's meant to be 2010.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you're probably right. Actually, I didn't take notice of that. Because it's 2020 now, so you're just like, oh, it's so far back. But yeah, you're right. Because it did come out in 2008, and same with Incredible Hulk too.
Yeah.
But they never say in Incredible Hulk what year it is.
No, they never do. And then, so when you look at it in chronological order, they kind of wedge Hulk in. They're like, oh, we're not 100% sure, but it kind of fits in this time frame. Yeah. I wonder, if there's ever going to be anything else in the future that they plan so far ahead that it's very clear, because they didn't plan it to be as substantial as it was.
Exactly. Iron Man was just like, look, let's hope this works. It was almost their last resort. Yeah. It's like, let's just hope this works. They had Hulk ready to go, I think. Like, they were going to make it. But they were like, the cinematic universe was a pipe dream at this point. They're like, this might not work. And it fucking did. I remember seeing the first Iron Man. My mates took me, a big group of us, and it was just so cool.
Oh, it was awesome.
Oh, it was amazing. And I used to love going to see the X-Men films, which is 20th Century Fox, but now Marvel own it. Disney own it, but yeah, Marvel have the rights to X-Men now. And I heard a theory online, and this is a great theory. It's like, well, if mutants have always been around, why weren't they around at Endgame? Why weren't they around at, Infinity War? It's like, well, they weren't. They were in a separate universe, and now there's a rip in the time continuum because of the quantum realm. Now they're gonna come. They're gonna start showing themselves like other worlds and stuff. I'm like, that's a really cool theory. I hope they do that. Actually.
Yeah.
So they've been existing in another world, but now they're going to cross over into ours. I'm like, that's cool.
That's really cool.
I always liked the X-Men as well. I was more of a Spider-Man guy growing up. Like, I had all the comic books. I loved the cartoon. But yeah, my mates were obsessed with X-Men. So, but I've always had an affection for them as well, because the cartoon was on the same time as the Spider-Man one, made by the same studio, I think. And that awesome theme song too, that it's so cool. But they're going to have to recast that too.
Yeah, of
course. Like new X-Men. Who's going to be Wolverine? Who's going to be Cyclops? All that sort of stuff. Because, I mean, Hugh kind of, because people who didn't know who Wolverine was, now they just think of Hugh Jackman, when the character's nothing like Hugh Jackman. Yeah. He's like 5 foot, I think, like 5 foot nothing, and hairy and bulky and whatever, and yeah. And Cyclops is more the leader, where in the movies they kind of made Wolverine as the leader. It's always been Cyclops, I think, if memory serves. But it's going to be exciting what Marvel do from here on. Although Endgame is, lack of a better word, end of an era, when they finished that. And we saw that at the cinema.
Yeah, we did.
We did. It was pandemonium, wasn't it?
It was.
People everywhere.
Ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine if it was meant to be released now, how disappointing that would be.
My God. Well, Wonder Woman was meant to come out.
There were people everywhere. And you were saying that every single cinema was sold out.
Yeah.
For days.
Yeah, especially, I remember that was definitely the case for Star Wars Force Awakens. We did 24-hour trade. I used to work at a cinema, so we used to do 24-hour trade for like 2 weeks. So someone would finish at 6 a.m. and another person would come in. Like, it was around the clock, and it was sold out for, I think, 3 nights straight, every session. But there was a session at 3 a.m. There was a session at like 7. It was like sold out. It was ridiculous. And I believe the same, if memory serves, the same thing was with Endgame, because that's probably the biggest cinematic event of recent history, more so than Star Wars. And Marvel just, they built it up over years. Like, good on them. And everyone tried to copy, and they failed. But it's interesting to see where comic movies are going to be now.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that's over?
No.
They're going to keep making them, but like, it's going to be interesting. Like, that sort of.
They cost so much money, but they make so much.
They do.
I guess it's just who.
What characters are going to do and
stuff.
stuff.
That's what it is, isn't it? It's like, like you mentioned before, you didn't know that Iron Man was going to be the pull. Like,
no one knew.
Who
would have thought a C-grade character like Iron Man in the comic books, an old drunk guy in an iron suit, was going to kickstart the whole cinematic universe? Well done.
Couldn't have been anyone other than Robert Downey Jr.
Well,
he is Iron Man. I'm sorry.
They didn't want him.
Yeah.
Jon Favreau did.
Yeah.
And Robert Downey Jr. wanted the role badly, because apparently, because he was not. I don't know if he was uninsurable, but he was a bit of a loose cannon.
Oh, yeah.
Because of his past.
Yeah, and they were like, do we really want to put this person, we're so at risk by having him.
He's at the forefront of everything. He ties it all together. Insane. What a gamble, and how paid off.
It's kind of funny though, isn't it, that, Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr. are very similar.
Pretty much the same.
In general, anyway. Like, it's, all of those things that they were worried about with him is actually part of the persona of that character.
Totally.
Which
like,
is interesting.
He was a drunk, womanizing playboy kind of thing, which is kind of what he was, like, in the past. Like, he cleaned up his act before Iron Man, but he still had that stigma back then.
I guess maybe that's why he was perfect for the role.
He so was. Isn't that right? Proper casting. I don't know if they wanted. I think they did. They were going for Tom Cruise. Fuck no. No. Fuck no. Not Tom Cruise as Iron Man. I mean, Tom Cruise could do a Marvel character. Absolutely, I believe so. But not that one.
No.
I don't know what he could do. Who could Tom Cruise do you reckon?
Maybe a villain.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Tom Cruise could absolutely do it because I loved him in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
He was great at that. He could do a villain like I was talking about it the other day, Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah.
As Lestat. Perfect. Anne
Yeah.
Rice did not want him. Did not. She fought. She's like, no, he's not my Lestat at all. Tom Cruise, he's like American Pie. You know, he's too...
It's like showy.
Yeah, American nut, and he fucking stole that role so well. Like, he was so good. And Brad Pitt as Louis was great too. That was early in his career. I guess that's
when people get typecast.
Well, that's it. Yeah, he was.
And
always...
you only see them in one light. Yeah. Like, this is going to sound ridiculous, but Steve Carell, right?
Yeah.
Can be a very serious and, you know, direct actor and take on that role.
Yeah.
But I only ever, in the front of my mind, I only ever see him as a really silly character.
Like Michael Scott or 40-Year-Old Virgin or whatever.
Yeah, you know, and it's kind of like, I guess that's the risk you take when you do comedy, is that, you know,
you're a silly guy.
Transitioning over, but the ones that do and do it really well, it's very impressive. Like when you see them, you know, in a light that you hadn't seen them before.
Jason Bateman does it really well.
Yeah. Yep.
He's always a funny guy, but when he plays a psychopath, he's fucking great at it. I find that it's... And I had a teacher say this in drama school where comedians or comedic actors can transform into a dramatic role quite easily. Yeah. Because with comedy, you see the dark side of life as well. But it's harder for a dramatic actor to
That's right.
To go into a comedic role.
I think it's easy for the actor to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's easy for the audience to like suspend their disbelief with that persona. Like it's very hard to kind of go.
I just see him as this or that. Yeah, for sure. But they can if they do it really well, and they have. Like Jim Carrey is a great example. Because like I was a big fan growing up. Yeah, and he was always like the silly guy, like Ace Ventura, The Mask and stuff. But when he started doing more serious roles, I was like, damn, the boy can act. Like, and he can. He's really good. And of course, everyone knows, like he does float. He dips his toes in the dark side of life quite a lot as well, like with mental health and everything. And he's dealt with a lot in his life. Like they all have, you know, those good actors, especially Robert Downey Jr. Like, you know. Hear him talking in interviews and stuff like that. Like he's experienced a lot, you know, of the dark side of life. So it's easier for him to do comedic and dramatic roles and just bounce around. He's such a good actor. He's so good. I just like, he does these roles like Dr. Dolittle. It's like, oh man, you're better than that. Like, I suppose he just wants to do roles for his kids, you know, and actors do. I can understand that. But, like, he's so good. He doesn't have to do dramatic roles. He can do really funny roles, like we were talking before, Tropic Thunder.
I like Due Date.
Yeah, with Galifianakis. Yeah, Zach Galifianakis. Yeah. I saw that at the cinema too, because anything Danny Jr.'s in, I'll go see. Yeah. He's so good. But, yeah, it's interesting. He's not in the Marvel universe anymore. It's weird. He was the start of it, and he was at the very finish. Again, if you haven't seen Endgame, I'm not going to spoil it, but come on. Like, you know how it ends. Like, he ends it, you know? It's great.
How long do you think? Like, okay, so, you know, with the whole don't spoil the end game.
Yeah, I see.
Or don't spoil anything. How long is an appropriate amount of time to spoil it? Like, I'm sorry, if you haven't seen it, fuck you. Like,
it's the biggest movie of that year.
It's like, how long do you wait? Do you go, is it a week? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 2 months? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? Like, how long before it's like... If you haven't seen it, that's on you now.
Exactly. Like, come on.
Like, if you have gone, you know, fair enough if it's like in the first week or two, or even 3, 4, like in the first month, and you didn't get a chance to see it, you were working, you were busy, you couldn't get tickets or whatever, you couldn't afford it, whatever it is, whatever reason it is that you didn't see it. But if you're a big enough fan of something to not want it spoiled, then...
Exactly. Like... Go fuck yourself.
Should have seen it, you know.
Now, like, when did it come out? Last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was last year, before Christmas. Like, a bit before, but yeah, like mid-year or something.
Because I do hear a lot of the time, you know, it's different with movies and things when people recommend something that is maybe not as well known, and they're like,
Parasite
I'm not going to
to
spoil it for you, but, you know, blah, blah, blah. Whereas with something as big as that.
It was the biggest cinematic event of that year. And I don't think there's been something that big since. You know?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, anyway, I won't spoil it.
Get a bit emotional.
Yeah. And it was like the end of an era. I did. I got a bit emotional, just like, I didn't cry or anything. And I was like, wow. Was it like 10? It was.
I cried.
You cried?
Oh, yeah.
It was 10 years, wasn't it? 10 years?
Yeah.
2008. 2000.
12 years.
Oh, 12, yeah.
12 years.
Wow. Yeah, fuck. That was cool. Wow, that was cool. I remember.
But it wasn't the end. Oh, sorry to cut you off.
Oh, I was just saying, in the cinema, seeing the first Iron Man, going, whoa, this is like the best superhero movie ever. I thought that. And it was at that time. And then Winter Soldier. Since then, Civil War, I fucking loved that. I saw that with my friends as well. And then sitting there with you watching Endgame, I was like, wow, there you go. I was a different person. You know, when you, like, sitting down at Iron Man, I was going through a big breakup at the time too. I remember that. That's why my friends came around to my house and go, you fucking come with us in the car. Because I was like mopey at my house and stuff, going through a big breakup. And and they took me to see that. And then fast forwarding to last year, sitting with you, my partner, watching Endgame, the end of an era, and how much of a different person I was. Sitting there watching it, going, fuck. Like, reminding myself of 2008, just sitting there all like, oh, my life's over, this person left me and blah, blah, blah. And then here I am with you, the end of an era, just like, wow, how life has changed. I did that. I looked at you going, oh, my God.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I remember doing that.
Stop.
And that's
That's disgusting.
But that's when I got emotional. Like, the movie, yeah, sure, because it had some emotional pull into it. Like, I Love You 3000. Like, it was just like, oh, my God. But that made me more emotional, like looking at you going, oh yeah, wow. Here I am, like 12 years later. What a different person I am. Completely different person. You know, I grew up, I was more of an adult, I was there with my partner, you know, we're living together and everything, going, oh wow, amazing. You know, I did that.
It's interesting how, moments in time, like movies and stuff, even songs can do that.
Totally. Like a certain point in your life, you hear it and you go, oh, I remember that.
Or how it made you feel. Like, how, I know that, it sounds a little bit like hippie or whatever, but it's not even like a moment in time, like you go, oh, that song was playing at that thing. It's not even that sometimes. Yeah. It's literally just like that song reminds you of a whole amount of time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like you go, oh, that song was, at that friend's party at this time when we were all dancing. No, it's not like that. It's like, oh, that song actually literally takes you back to almost like a whole period of time.
Absolutely.
That kind of makes sense.
It does,
and I'm guessing films can do that too.
Yep.
There's some movies that I think if I go, oh, that takes me to binge watching it 20 times when I was 8 or, whatever it is, you kind of, I don't know, it takes you back. And it's amazing the power of, cinema and music and whatever else it is that you're into, but that they can do that. It is a bit of nostalgia, I think.
It is, absolutely. Like Iron Man takes me back. I remember I was in hospital and my friend brought me Iron Man on DVD and her portable DVD player so I could watch it.
Yeah, see, that's... Yeah.
My mate brought... She's like, oh... And she's the one that took me to hospital because I had appendix was bursting and stuff. She's like, all right, I'm taking you. And then she came in, brought me Iron Man and her portable DVD player. And he goes, there you go, mate. So you're not fucking... you're not bored. And it was Iron Man. Weird. I forgot about that until just then. Like, Iron Man has been around in my life for a while. Yeah, completely different person from when it started, but it takes me straight back there.
Yeah, for sure.
And my two old high school friends took me to see it because I was, in a slump. There you go. Thank you, Marvel. Thank you. Oh, Black Widow's coming out too.
Black Widow is coming out.
Yeah, ScarJo.
She deserved her own thing before this. Sorry.
That's one thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay, I said thank you, Marvel, but that's one thing you'd fuck up. Is like where I wanted to see Black Widow's origin story. Who didn't want to see that? Who didn't? Everyone wanted to see that.
Also, she deserved a little bit more attention of the end of the movie.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. Yeah, not happy about that. But,
we all have a flower ceremony on the water for one, but we just kind of cut scene for the other.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a little bit harsh
who's
after
been there
from the start.
Iron Man 2, which was the third movie in the cinematic universe. Fuck, not even Captain America was in it yet. Yeah, that's a bit disappointing. But, yeah, like, I suppose the closest to an origin story, wasn't it, with Red Sparrow? I haven't seen it. But I think someone said, oh, if you want to see an origin story, that's the closest we're going to get. Until she got announced that she's going to get her own movie. But, yeah, I don't know. That would have been... Like, you could make an awesome espionage film or like a Russian version of James Bond with her and the lead character, you know.
Yeah.
Black Widow being a Russian spy. I would fucking totally see that movie. But now... I mean, I'm still going to see Black Widow when ISO is lifted and we can go see those movies. But... Because I think a movie got pushed back, obviously. But it looks like... I don't know if it has to be a prequel.
I don't know why I thought this. I thought that it was only coming out online. I didn't think
maybe it is.
I didn't think it was going to the cinema.
It was going to the cinema. But maybe it's not now. Maybe you read that they're going to go, we'll just give it to Disney Plus.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that.
I hope they do, because we've got Disney Plus.
I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong.
I hope they do that.
I mean,
I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look that up after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I hope they do, because that's a movie night.
Unless I read a prediction. I don't know.
I hope so. Yeah, because who knows when ISO's lifted? We don't know. And when it is lifted, it won't be lifted like everyone's out. It'll be like no more than 10 people. Then it will go no more than 50. It'll be a slow process. But yeah, because it was absolutely meant to come out at the cinema. Working at the cinema, and I saw the posters everywhere. But obviously this all happened, so it's been pushed back. But maybe they will release it online. That'd be fucking cool. I hope so. That's a movie night.
Too.
Order pizza, get some popcorn, you know, just like make a night of it. Yeah. Black Widow, she's so cool. She's one of my favourite characters in the universe. And I've always liked Captain America too.
Captain America's good.
I love Cap. I don't care what anyone says, but he's boring. Nah, fuck off.
No, he's not.
He's not boring. I had this argument with someone once. It's like, like the same thing with Superman argument. Like, he's boring. Fuck you. Like, his struggle is internal. I can go on the big tangent. And I won't. I'll do that for another podcast. But yeah, he's the man out of time. You know, and his ending for Endgame too.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, I love that. Peggy. I love Peggy. He got his dance. Yeah. Spoilers. It was so good. And that's the thing, like, I haven't watched Captain America in so long, but like, save me the dance, you know, whatever. And then at the end of... And then I thought of Endgame, I was like, that's sweet.
Yeah,
that's sweet. Cute. And Tony, like, watching Iron Man 2 and like watching his father and the message that he gave him, and he had sort of a strained relationship with his dad. And then in Endgame, he, you know, with his father, it was like, oh my God, he got the hug and everything. It was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I love all that. I love that stuff, you know, the father, the son, and, you know, echoes through time, and I love all that. And you get to go back in time, and it was great. Yeah. Thank you, Marvel.
I'm wondering how many other people are going to, you know, watch them all.
Yep.
Yeah,
your dad is. He said he was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we were having the debate about which way is better to watch it.
Do you watch Captain America, then Captain Marvel, then Iron Man? Because obviously they're sort of prequels.
Yeah.
Or do you watch them from release? We just ended up watching them from release.
Yeah.
We couldn't decide. So I'm like, the first one's Iron Man.
I guess, you know, I do understand the theory behind watching them in the chronological order.
Yeah.
But I feel like release order was the way that they wanted us to see it.
Yeah, it feels like that.
You know?
Yeah.
Like those were decisions made. There's a lot of thought that goes into, you know, movies are decided years and years and years in advance when they're going to come out, release dates and everything. So, you know, the fact that they've put them out the way that they did, I think they were intended to...
I think so.
To be in that order. At least, like, by phase 2. Like, you know, by then you kind of go, okay, bang, 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 bang.
There's also inconsistencies with the timeline as well. Like, you go to Captain Marvel, they're already called S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, that was a joke in Iron Man. It goes, you got to come up with a better name than that. It's like, we're working on it, you know?
I think as well, like, you know, it sounds a bit lame, but I like that they get better. Like, I think if you watch it timeline-wise, it's kind of like...
Yeah.
Whereas, you know...
The quality gets better and...
As time, obviously, over 12 years...
Sure. Yeah. CGI gets better.
CGI and everything gets better. Even the characters, I think the characters develop over time too.
Yep.
You know, the actors and whatever get more into their personas.
I think the biggest arc is probably Captain America.
Yeah.
Because he was like, haha, America, like what's good and what's right and let's beat the Nazis. And then by Winter Soldier, he starts questioning the government, going, oh, hang on, maybe we're not all right and good. And then you get to Civil War. The whole point of that is he disagrees with the government. And then, you know, I thought he had the best arc.
Yeah.
Captain America, where he's just like, he's not all like, haha, America, like all truth and justice and all that sort of stuff. I know that's a Superman quote, but whatever.
I guess it kind of is a good story too, because it does make you question, like, just because there's something that you stand for doesn't mean that it's always 100% in line with your own morals.
Absolutely.
Like, you don't have to stay, you know, committed to a religion or a like a culture, a country, or whatever it is. If there's parts of it you disagree with, I think that you know, him overcoming that and obviously like fighting against it in the end is a really, really good story.
Yep.
Like, absolutely. I don't think any of the other characters have that big of a, like you said, like an internal battle.
Yeah, no, I don't think they did. Him and Tony did. Him and Iron Man, for sure. They had the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But it's interesting to see what they're going to do now.
Let's see.
Black Widow, we'll have a look. I do love the Marvel when it was on Netflix. Like, I'm one of my favourite top 3 superheroes is Daredevil. I've got so many graphic novels, so many comic books I love. And the Netflix they nailed it. That is Daredevil. But I heard rumour he's going to be in the next Spider-Man. They're getting, what's his name? Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox is coming back as Daredevil. He's playing the lawyer of Peter Parker.
Yeah, right.
Fuck yes, because like they scrapped the Marvel Netflix universe because of Disney Plus. It's all on there now, I think. But the best one in that show, well, Jessica Jones I really liked as well. But the best one was Daredevil. They nailed it. And I heard they're bringing him into the cinematic universe with him playing the lawyer of Peter Parker. I'm like, oh my God, please, yes.
That's clever.
That's good, because he was the best. Charlie Cox as Daredevil is awesome. But yeah, we'll see what they do. X-Men are coming in. Fantastic Four, finally. Fucking about time. Mr. Fantastic, Richard Reed, I think his name is, he's the next Tony Stark.
Yeah.
He has to be, with the building, I forget the name of the building in the comic book is. But yeah, he's the next Tony Stark. Yes, absolutely. See how he comes into it. Also, I'd love if they integrated him in and all of the Fantastic Four into other movies. Like, they just pop up before they get their own. Oh, here's this scientist, Richard Reed, who's a genius. And he is. He's an absolute genius. He's the next Iron Man. And it'd be interesting to see who they cast as well. A lot of people online are saying John Krasinski.
Okay.
I'm absolutely for that, for sure. If he's not that, he'll be in the DC universe as Green Lantern. I'd like to see that.
That could be cool too.
But anyway, interesting to see what they do. I'm absolutely keen. Do you want to leave it there, bub?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm really hungry.
Yeah, all right. We need to eat. This is, as it always,
we always do
end
this.
on food. Absolutely. We definitely need to eat. Yeah, thank you so much. Comment below what your favourite Marvel movie is, or your favourite superhero that they haven't made into a movie yet. We'd love to hear from you. Yeah, give us a like, all that sort of stuff. Thank you for listening and watching.
Subscribe.
Subscribe, and we'll see you next time. We love you. Bye.
We love you. Bye.